Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today I'm doing a quick tabletop intro review of these SmartGrip 8501-250s from Knipex. And what it is a kind of a special version of the Cobra. It uses a kind of a camming spring-loaded mechanism here to give it a smarter grabbing where it auto-sizes and then locks into position. Because it's spring-loaded, it does have a locking mechanism to kind of keep it closed. So you can pop that free. Here we go. Pop it free and springs open. When you start to close it, when it meets resistance, then this camming mechanism here kicks in, and you can see that it locks down, and that seats the teeth, meaning that's the grabbing width of it. So you can easily move, so I can grab this, easily go out here to something this size, jump up to something this size, jump up to, where'd my big bolt go? There it is. Jump up to something that size without making any adjustment to the pivot. In fact, you can't make the adjustment to the pivot. Others, like the plier wrench, etc., you have to line things up to get the camming just right, especially for the handle angle width, maybe that's a new word. Whereas this is trying to do that automatically. So it's a lot faster. It reminds me of some other things like the Joker wrench from Vera. That just auto sizes and allows you to do things. Now this here does change depending on the size of the thing that you're grabbing. So it's not all one size fits all. It's actually a set of possible ranges. However, with this one, if you were way out at its maximum capabilities here, I don't know, trying to grab something, there's a good chance, you'd have to double hand this thing to get that to be used. This, on the other hand, if you look, here's the maximum on the Cobra with the handles closed. Here's the maximum on the SmartGrip with the handles open. And if you look, they're pretty close. However, you can see this is the expansion that the Cobra has beyond what this has. Plus, once you start closing, you really have to jam that thing in. You can take a look. I'll use my good use of the Milwaukees here. So they've got nice parallel surfaces, so I can pretend. So I can grab right there. That's on tight. I'm not holding on to it. But you can see the spacing here. There's no margin for making it a little bit smaller and easier to grab. They're just more in the convenience factor, and it is convenient. And they're not much more expensive. They, I believe, were less than $10 compared to the standard Knipex Cobras. So it's not a lot, and they are a nice feeling plier. It's got the same kind of handle shape as the Cobra. However, the regular Cobra, but this is a slipperier surface. Here you can kind of see that little bit of added texture there. I'm not sure why that is. How come they're sourcing different materials? Maybe it's because they had to mold this and then slide it on. So it had to be a different material. They couldn't dip it, just drop this down in a vat of latex or whatever that stuff is, vinyl. I can't remember. But anyway, so this one, it looks like they had to literally mold it and glue it on. So it is a different material, a little more slippery. This locking mechanism, once you get used to it, works great. Do you need it? I don't know. I'm not sure what would happen in the toolbox. Is there a real benefit, I guess, just making it smaller? I have noticed, and I'll cover this in another video, I was using these, and this has a locking mechanism. You can see right there. But basically, I realized, I don't know if that's a lock or a limiter. Because a lot of what you'd use this for is within this kind of area of operations, this amount of pinching, unless you need to open up these cutters. You can easily get to the strippers, for about anything reasonably sized. This is, if I was grabbing a hold of something, a bolt. Get that focus there. Come on, think about it. It's cold down here. There we go. All right. But anyway, this particular thing just seems to be maybe more of a lock or more of a limiter for a lot of stuff rather than a lock to keep it closed. Anyway, I'll cover that in another video, but that's something I was wondering about. This definitely seems to be the lock to keep this thing from springing out or taking up too much space. Interesting design. Take a closer look. One of the reasons I like to do these videos is because I want to see a video like this before I get these things. And it would be nice if they were out there, so I guess it's my contribution to the tool world. Here they are, whether or not I know how to use them or not. You can see the thing, see what it's like in a real hand, actually trying to do some things. This particular gripping surface, I notice I slide up on it a lot. That's my natural handle, or hand tends to grab it about there. I'm not sure why that is, but that's where I tend to grab it, and I move down if I guess I need the leverage. But I think that what that tells me is there's a certain size or certain width where my hand just naturally feels comfortable, and I tend to migrate towards whatever that spacing is. So I guess if I was going after something shorter here, you know, maybe I wouldn't naturally move down further on the handle. But anyway, it's an interesting design. I think Knipex has done a really good job with it. Is it the plier of the decade? No, I still think this is, at least till I get my snap-on triple joint needle nose and give those a shot. But overall, if you're trying to decide between these two, this is the industry standard here. It works great in a lot of different conditions. If you were interested in trying to have a little bit more capability, with speed being one of the issues, yeah, this is nice. I like it. If I was going to throw it in a toolkit, you know, for overlanding for a long trip, I would probably go with the original Cobra. The weight's pretty close, but I think there are some times when this might not be the best. Here's one of them. Sometimes when you get onto really small stuff, you can get it to kind of slip there. If I hold this up, you can see I pinched the jaws. This is how it's trying to grab, is right here. See that? But if I pinch the jaws just a little bit, then it goes even further. And I'm not sure what I'm doing here because this isn't very tight. So it's like I overrode the mechanism. So this is where it wants to grab, but I'm right at the limit here. You can see if I keep bouncing it, eventually it gives up and slides in. So I'll have to see, but if I was just doing some general work, I have no trouble grabbing this thing and, you know, giving it a shot. This, though, would be probably the one I would carry if I only had one, but I don't. I have many. Anyway, with that, Doc out.